Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Along with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. The crowd here in anticipation of their home team Cavaliers in an interconference battle here at the Quicken Loans Arena. This game against Golden State is the first time they've met this season. They took the loss in this East versus West matchup during the regular season last year, dropping both games.
And going up against the team that broke their hearts a season ago in the finals.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And Golden State looking at who they've got. Thompson and Durant, the deadly shooting wing pair. Down low, it's Green and Cousins. And it's Curry in at the point guard position. And it's blocked. Now, here's Sexton, guarded by Curry. Sexton with it. 9-point game his last outing. The season now starting to take shape, Brent. We have a better idea of who the real championship contenders might be.
There seem to be a lot of familiar faces.
I agree.
Always.
That's okay. I like that.
Yeah, I do too, because in the beginning of the year, we have to do those radio shows and make predictions. Some of our predictions are coming true, thank goodness.
I know. We look smart, don't we?
I don't know about that.
No, you look smart. I don't. You look smart. Now here's Durant. 24-point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And he also made his presence felt on the defensive side as well. 3 block shots were registered in that game.
Gotta make those shots. Not sure how he missed it. Defense was just okay.
Fades. Doesn't go for him. So Golden State will take it the other way. David Aldridge had a chance to catch up with head coach Steve Kerr. What do you have to say?
Well, Kevin, he said for them to be successful, they have to act like, and I quote, a swarm of angry bees, unquote, every time the ball goes into the post. If they don't, he thinks they're going to be in for a long night. Kevin?
Thanks, David.
Right now, he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Here's Sexton. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Cousins pulls it in.
Now, shots like that drive coaches batty. I'll be shocked if he attempts that shot again. Mindset right now is pretty strong. Superb at staying aggressive, and right now stringing some plays together.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. You know, as dominant as DeMarcus Cousins is, he has a tendency to get in his own way and take himself out of games.
Well, we talk so often about other players in the league taking the offseason to improve some of their weaknesses within their game. I feel like DeMarcus Cousins in the last 3 years has matured immensely and has been much more in control of his emotions and his approach and maybe finding a new home. There have been some strides in DeMarcus Cousins and his demeanor that I think he should be very proud of. Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammates.
Sexton kicks to AI. Trying to end the drought, and Love with the basket on the assist by AI.
Well, that's a healthy make there after missing their first 4 shots. 1 of 5, not what they wanted, but they're on the board.
Love against Green. And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. And the Warriors with possession here. Really left alone that time. Green's got his second basket of the game.
Tough to contest that one. Draymond went right up into a one-piece shooting motion.
Kicks it out to Love. Sexton the pass to Love. Cleveland moving the ball around. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open up for his team?
I mean, his outlets get the team up and moving in terms of transition faster than probably anyone else could. It's very hard to double Love with the ball, as his awareness and that passing that you mentioned immediately will find the open man. Love's passing alone is probably worth about 10 extra points a game for his team.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
And it's Cousins with a foul. That's his first foul. In the corner, it's Clarkson. 5 to shoot. And he uses the glass on the layup. Clarkson's got his first 2 points.
Well, decision making is a big part of Jordan Clarkson and how he can impact the game. That time made a very nice read.
And that one's good. Green.
And you'll take that shot every time down. Beautiful work all the way around.
Now here's Sexton, guarded by Curry. Here's Love. That one wide left.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
And there it is for him.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 6-point game. Here's AI. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Yeah, it's a great honor in the NBA to be a spokesman for Gatorade, and the company recently announced that AI would be the next player to fill that role.
And I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised Gatorade went with AI as their next spokesman. Some of the greatest players ever in the NBA have held that role, but the company feels the sky is the limit for AI.
Now, here's Clarkson after the miss from Klay Thompson. And here we go. Fast break. Cousins has got it. Durant, no good.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Clarkson dishes to Sexton. Got a piece of it. AI with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Durant. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Look at Toronto. They ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
And right now, Cleveland, they've started out slow. It's not for a lack of want to. It's just the way the roster is composed. They have as many questions on that roster as they have answers.
And the basket by Curry.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And here's Clarkson. He had 10 points in the win against Brooklyn.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
Yeah, this is where you might elect to pass out of the slump rather than shoot out of it.
Green kicks to Curry. Outside, Green. Takes the 3. The shot by Curry, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's the pass to Sexton. Passes it to AI. And AI throws it down.
And there's the patience you want to see from Sexton. Eyes up and finds the open man.
And Thompson kicks to Green. Back to Thompson. Pass to Curry. Shoots over Clarkson. Another miss by Curry.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. You need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range. Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Thompson for 3. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Well, this is why Klay Thompson is one of the best shooters in the league.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
Well, last season was just devastating for DeMarcus Cousins, a big man with an Achilles tear, and that's a tougher injury usually for a heavier or taller player.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Looney out there with Bell. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Durant. And it's Cook in at the 2 spot. Lets it go from the wing. He gets that one. Cook's got 4 points now in the quarter. And with Cousins and his Achilles, quite often a very lengthy recovery, and you aren't guaranteed, Brent, to be the same afterwards.
No, I think that's the biggest concern, obviously. The one thing that Cousins has, though, is with his size and strength, that if he could get down the floor, he can still dominate from that position. But yes, I'm with you, Kevin. We all are hopeful that Cousins can have the athletic ability and the mobility that he had prior to the injury.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for John Henson. Kevin Love comes in for Nance. And it's Clarkson in for J.R. Smith. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Golden State.
That is automatic. Durant, one of the better mid-range shooters in the game.
Outside Knight. Over to the wing. 5 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Taking a look here at numbers for Green. Over the last month, getting it done. Putting up about 10 points a night, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And I like it when stars do exactly that. It's not just about scoring 50 or 40 or 30. It's about making plays consistently.
Clarkson finds Knight. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And he wasn't going to get away with that one. Still in motion when he set that screen.
They're really trying to sell it out there, but the official just, he ain't buying.
Pass to Cook. He feeds it to Green. Outside Durant. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
This is what Durant does best, a natural-born scorer, and that combination of size, speed, and length can't slow it down.
Timeout called, Cleveland. One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro step player we have in the game. There's something about the lefties, isn't there, Kevin? We have a hard time figuring a lefty out.
They throw you off automatically just by the left hand.
Right.
Then they add the little sidestep.
The James Harden with the shiftiness and the way he moves the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And with an 86% free throw average, you can count on him to come through on most trips.
And Thompson kicks to Clarkson to halt the run. Green with the rebound.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
Got to be some consideration here for a different rotation because the matchups right now just not favorable.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Draymond Green is a former Defensive Player of the Year, and he remembers his motivation. They said I fell in the draft because what position would I guard? I'll never forget that. I'm comfortable guarding any position. When I'm playing against big guys, I battle even harder. You have to prove a point. I won't be a pushover. Kevin?
Yeah, he never backs down. Thanks, David. Here's Durant. And the Warriors miss again. The Cavaliers trail by 18. AI outside. Knight looking for an opening. The pass to Clarkson. Fires from deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Clarkson's got 5 points so far.
Clarkson draining one from deep, something he has to continue to work on. Stretch out the floor.
Durant, the pass to Cook. Passes it to Bell. Here's Durant. Count it. And with that basket, he's now 9 of 15 from the floor.
Now defense, good. Durant, better.
Knight kicks to Love. Pass to Clarkson. Pass to AI. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 6.
Well, a combo guard who can do a lot of things decently well. Jordan Clarkson, solid at dishing that rock.
And it's Green with the jam.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And there's the pass to Clarkson. Back to Knight. Pass to Clarkson. From downtown, the shot by Knight, no good. Warriors leading by 17. Here's Cook. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Well, the success of the Warriors is truly built around their culture and their chemistry, and it really starts with Steph Curry. Even though a lot of people argue about Kevin Durant being their best player, their most important player has been Steph. Just a great, joyful approach to the game, and it rubs off on the entire organization.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Sexton's checked in.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness, zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
Cook dishes to Durant. Curry outside. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got 4 assists in the game. And that blend of joyfulness and competitive spirit, something that Steph Curry and his coach, Steve Kerr, Brent, they share that in common.
Yeah, think about just how humble they are, how gracious they are, how much they're willing to take the time on a daily basis to do things for others, not just themselves. So you have the Warriors with some key values in place that they don't stray from all that often.
Knocked away. Here's Curry. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
The Cavaliers trail by 19. Now, here's Sexton. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
He just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Kevin Love, great recognition as to what was happening there. Saw the floor, saw the teammate, and saw the passing opportunity.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. And, of course, Colin Sexton. His college team once had to finish a game with only 3 players.
Yeah, he scored 40 that night. He almost led them to a victory. He loves to play under the bright lights, brings great energy and enthusiasm every night.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Clarkson. Then for the Warriors, DeMarcus Cousins has checked in for Bell. Jerebko comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Klay Thompson in for Quinn Cook. Curry's shot is off. And it's Dellavedova with the ball. He brings it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Trailing by 19. Love with the bucket.
And I like the way they're using the entire court here in the second quarter. The three-point percentage has gone through the roof.
Pass to Jerebko. He kicks it to Green. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And Draymond Green, an extremely vocal leader. He's in his teammates' ears, always trying to keep them on edge, also in his opponent's ears as well. And then there's the officials. He tends to like to get in their ears as well.
Now, AI. A 32-point game for him in the win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
Loved his passing tonight as well. He was just cutting the defense to pieces out there.
The call will go against Jerebko. That is his first foul of the game. Nancy's checked in for Thompson. Inside, Dellavedova score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. And Draymond Green, Greg, has been among the league leader in technicals. If you're one of his teammates or his coach, do you try to get him to dial it back?
You know, his greatest strength can probably also be his greatest weakness. That fire and motivation, really second to none. But I'd be careful not to hamper that enthusiasm.
Dellavedova kicks to AI. Back to Dellavedova. AI outside. 6 on the shot clock. And the rejection by Cousins.
So important for Cousins to continue to develop that defensive awareness. I like to see him showing off some of that shot blocking ability.
Henson's checked in for Cleveland. Kevon Looney is checked in for Golden State. Sexton with it. Curry meets him. Here's AI, and AI throws it down.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Last season, Brent, the addition of two-way contracts. Does that make developing players in the G League even more valuable than it was before?
I believe last year, Kevin, that almost 50% of the players in the league, and it might have been a smidge more, had some kind of G League experience.
It's terrific.
And that's phenomenal.
Yes.
We're almost close to the 30 for 30 affiliation in the G League. You saw a success story last year in Quinn Cook coming up and getting a contract with the Warriors. This is awesome for the league. They've also upped the minimum contract for G League players to $35,000. All of these signs and the way that teams are using the G League, extremely positive, Kevin.
Pass to Dellavedova. High post, Henson. 5 to shoot. Here's Sexton. The Warriors pull it in. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, that one sticks with you for a little while. They worked so hard to hang in there at the end of that one and force the OT, and then to have it slip away, it had to hurt.
Well, Steph Curry, widely regarded as the best shooter in the history of the game. He's been so successful playing point guard in the NBA at times. I think we forget that he transitioned from playing shooting guard in his younger days.
The offensive rebound. Nance finds Henson. The second chance effort. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
The Cavaliers have yet missed a free throw, 5 for 5.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
The Cavaliers trail by 20. Dellavedova scanning the floor. And stolen by Cousins. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Is on Colin Sexton.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
The Warriors have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
And looking at the numbers this season, they're shooting a robust 82% from the line. That's about as good as it gets.
Just a big defensive mistake there. I mean, it's like 3 points. You want to harass Steph. When he goes to the free throw line, we know it's pretty much automatic. Always one of the league's best free throw shooters.
And so it's Kevin Durant making headline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, you have been playing great in the last few games, and that has carried over into this game. How have you had everything clicking?
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Sexton. And it's AI in at the small forward spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. 6 to shoot, and it goes down 2 points. 11 points for Love.
Pretty reliable scoring range for Kevin Love there, and beautiful form on that shot.
Green kicks to Thompson. With the fadeaway. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. They host the Kings after this game, and that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. AI passes to Sexton. Back to AI, and AI throws it down.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. Cousins has got 5.
Good job by Cousins on the catch-and-shoot game there, establishing that rhythm, catching the ball, and had some flow with that.
Sexton with it. Bulls from the top of the key, and again it's Cleveland.
They're playing with a huge bit of confidence and some fire here. They've recorded 3 in a row here, guys.
Now the pass to Green, over Love. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Clarkson. And the shot is long.
Yeah, just the first miss of the half there. They have to be happy. 3 of 4 to start it off.
Here's Thompson. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 11 points in the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Thompson finds Clarkson over Curry, and Cleveland again with the bucket.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And he's good on the 3 ball.
Yeah, the number of 3-point attempts for Cousins is steadily rising year to year. High usage, high productivity, and lots of numbers.
And the Cavaliers call time here. And you think about how the Warriors attracted Kevin Durant to the team and all these all-stars coexisting. It doesn't always work like that, does it?
No, and I give a lot of credit to Steph Curry, a 2-time league MVP, but he never lets his ego get the best of him. His good-natured, calm, and sense of serenity kind of set the tone and maybe balance a bit of what Draymond brings to the locker room.
Poke loose. Sexton kicks to Thompson. Cleveland moving the ball around. It's Sexton on top of the key. Back to AI. Passes it to Clarkson. Over Thompson. Not enough on that one as it misses.
I like the defensive effort. They did a good job altering the mid-range shot and then making the shooter feel a bit uneasy.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Third quarter of basketball here and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
How about the Cavs last year, making it back to their 4th straight finals appearance alongside the Golden State.
And the Cavs and Warriors last year in the finals, Brent, the Cavs had a chance to even the rivalry at 2 wins apiece.
Well, they did, Kevin, but pretty much outmatched last year in the finals. Just too much roster change and not enough firepower to overtake the Golden State Warriors. The depth just wasn't there. It was a great ride last year with LeBron getting back to his 8th finals, but they came up short.
And Thompson kicks it to Looney. The dish to Curry. Softly drops in the floater. Curry's got 15.
Those floaters, boy, they really demoralize the defense. Here's the thing, Steph knows it.
Here's AI, 13 points in the game. A floater, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. And trying to defend the Warriors, all that motion. Brett, how tough is that to defend?
Well, it kills you, Kevin, because it's not like you know if you give up an open shot, it's going to go in. That happens with most of the NBA. It's the fact that maybe you're 2 feet away or 6 inches away from getting a steal, and that play costs you, and it just keeps coming at you for 48 minutes. Those devastating shooters, all of that movement, really tough to guard, and everybody in the league's having their troubles with it.
Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
How many chapters last year were there to the Cavs season? A lot of player movement, a lot of drama in the locker room, and obviously trying to find their way back to the NBA Finals, which they eventually did. So would we say a successful year overall? Probably, but a little mismatched.
Thompson for the triple. Cavaliers with the rebound. AI's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And for all the things the Cavs went through last season, Brent, they still managed to get 50 wins.
Yeah, good enough for the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference last year. I wonder if they were not a home team, if they would have gotten back to the finals. It would have been interesting with all the additions to that roster, trying to come up with a makeshift offense around LeBron James, if they would have gotten to his 8th finals last year. Pushed to the limit several times, but ultimately appearing again in the NBA Finals.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
This will be his 5th trip to the free throw line. The Warriors' Steve Kerr, the fastest coach in major American sports history to 250 wins. Brent, he gave all the credit to his players. But you talk about what makes him special.
Well, I think Steve just really timed it right in terms of when it was he was going to approach the next phase of his life, waiting for his children to be in a good place, waiting for him mentally to be in a spot where he was going to take over a talented team and put his imprint on it. His experience in Phoenix in the front office, teaching him about what it takes to move players around and make trades. Just a proper approach and the proper timing for Steve to take over a basketball club, and then to bring all of what he learned from Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson to the table, along with a lot of his own. And I think Steve thought long and hard and prepared himself on a lot of levels about what the job was going to be for him. We've seen that play out rather nicely in the last few years.
Nice shot by Smith.
This is why JR is involved in that pick and roll. Makes a very good decision.
Warriors leading by 21. Thompson passes to Curry. Thompson against Smith. Thompson surveying the floor. Kicks to Cousins. And it's Golden State with another.
Just great touch from the mid-range from Boogie there. Confidence to pull the trigger. He's open just enough and knocks it down.
Here's AI. What a play. Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
You like to finish things on a positive note, and he times that one beautifully.
And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for Golden State here in the 4th. Curry and Thompson are the 1 and the 2. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Looney. And it's Jerebko in at the 3 slot. And Nance slams it in.
This is a nice connection with Larry Nance Jr. Throw it his way. He'll take care of the rest.
Curry kicks it to Looney. Back to Curry. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Curry's got 20 points.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triple.
Smith against Thompson. AI passes to Henson. Nice D from Cousins.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
To the inside, and it's blocked. Smith against Thompson. Smith dishes to AI. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And it's now 23 points for AI.
Well, this is a gravity game right now. Whatever he throws up must come down. He's having a great game.
Curry on the wing. Defended by Dellavedova. And here is Jerebko. On the wing, Thompson. And another 3 for Golden State.
He has been an absolute wrecking ball from outside during this half, guys.
Now here is Dellavedova. Defense right on him. Now the feed to Henson. AI right side. Nice D from Cousins.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Another 3 for Golden State.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Dellavedova finds Smith. Here's Henson. Plenty of space. And the Cavaliers getting another bucket right there.
Defensively, you want to force Henson away from the rim, but you also have to get up on him in the mid-range.
Yep, that one goes.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
AI passes to Henson. Back to AI. Players are talking about the new sports science. Better sleep, recovery after lifting, playing, traveling, whatever it is. They say it's making a difference. What do you think?
I think it only makes a difference if the guys put it into practice, Kevin. Like as much information as they can hand out in a team meeting and sort of give you directives about how it is you should rest and when it is you can get your sleep. Players won't see those benefits unless they're as deep.
Puts it up off the inbound, and it's Durant missing.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Sexton kicks to AI, and here's Love for 3. No good there. So Golden State will take it the other way.
And a tough game for the guys around him, mainly because his shot's been hit and miss.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Cleveland's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Back to Clarkson. And Sexton has it in the corner. From deep three-point range, Draymond Green grabs the miss.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass. And the contested 3 is not your objective. One more, maybe.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's foul number 2 for him. Well, we know that Dr. James Naismith came up with the idea when he was teaching at the YMCA. But as far as skill development, Brent, some feel that maybe in the skill category that the USA has fallen behind a little bit. Do you agree?
I think what the United States is doing on that level between your late grade school years and AAU programs in particular and your high school years, that they're trying to address this issue and get ahead of it a little bit. For years, there was a 10-year or 15-year gap about European players being schooled and being in institutions where they were basically young professionals from the age of 12 to 14 having school and basketball and being at a facility for just those things specifically. The last few years, there's been a lot of concern with players being more adept and more skilled here in the States. The change is coming.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
Love kicks to Clarkson. On the wing, Thompson. Thompson against Clarkson. Over Thompson. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for Golden State. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That will conclude a 5-game road trip for them. AI outside. In the corner, it's Clarkson. Game is so wide open now, Brent. Such a great pace. Does that put more strain on bigger players physically?
I think it's putting strain on everybody. I think last year we saw
regardless of size.
Yeah, injuries to every position, the key guys at every position. I think that some of the physical motions that players have to perform in games because they're covering more ground and in susceptible positions, it's happening to everybody. The issue with the big guys, Kevin, is they're not playing. Less of them are getting more important time on the floor, so it's a strain on everybody. Ooh, excellent work getting that close to the basket. Got to be happy getting those type of shots.
Curry kicks to Green. He tries for 3. Sexton grabs the board. Sexton's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. 1:51 left to play in the final quarter. And a wide open look for AI. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Lets it go from 11. Curry can't get it to go. Cleveland's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Sexton dishes to Clarkson. Pass to Sexton. Back to Clarkson. There's the triple. Sinks the triple.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Warriors.
Fewer miscues made the difference.
I mean, a great all-around effort. Not only did they minimize their turnovers, but kept the pressure up on D, forcing the other team to commit turnovers.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for DeMarcus Cousins.
And guys, I just felt he was tremendous tonight. His energy infected his teammates and the wrecking ball on both ends.
Curry finds Cousins. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
Tonight they have stuck with what they do well, handling all the exterior pressure, and they're likely to come out on top here.
And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Now here's Curry. Defense right on him. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. For